Hi, my name is Taryn, and this is Dealing with a Narcissist Part 4. And in this series, I'm pretty much telling my story about how I dealt with the narcissist and how I managed to actually get away from the narcissist. And in this series, I don't mention any names or anything like that because I want to protect the identities of all the people who are involved. I remember mentioning in the last few videos that the person that I was involved with, I met them back in like 2011. And then we didn't officially become friends until around 2012 or so. And we had stayed friends until about early 2020, so early this year. And in the beginning, I'll just pretty much put everything out there. In the beginning, everything started out fine. Like everything was great. We were, at first I was a little reluctant to spend time with him because I knew that I kind of just had this sense of, okay, I don't know this person. I don't really trust this person, but I'll give it a shot. And I remember this person pretty much just tried to make several attempts to just be my friend and want to spend some time with me or whatever. And so eventually I gave in and I was just like, well, okay, let's spend some time together. Let's see where this goes. And so we used to go for walks. We used to do all kinds of things. And the person came out very charming. They came off as very charming and really nice to me, really sweet. They seemed to have my best interest at heart. They seemed to really care about my well-being and to care about how I felt about certain things. And they would ask me a lot of questions about what I liked, what I didn't like. So initially, everything seemed extremely genuine. And it probably was in the very beginning, but excuse me, initially everything seemed extremely genuine. And so some time passed by and they were in and out of relationship with someone, and I was pretty much the person that they confided in, and they told me about their situation and we became closer through that. And so when we became closer through the friendship that we had because of the relationship that person had just gotten out of, they started to develop feelings for me and I started to develop feelings for them. And then things just went on from there. We had dated briefly, extremely briefly, during our college days. And that didn't last very long at all because we both kind of got a sense of, I don't think this is going to work out. And so afterwards, we just decided to continue to stay friends. But unfortunately, we still had a romantic relationship as friends. And so after we graduated in 2015, we graduated from college. And after that, I ended up dating this guy that I had met online. And this person, even though this person wasn't with me, they didn't quite like the idea that I was with someone. And so that's when they started pretty much telling me that they wanted to be with me, they were in love with me, and that they wanted to be in a relationship with me, and they didn't want this other person in the picture. And so I remember this person just started, making threats, calling all kinds of people, having them to call me while I was out on dates with this person, with the guy that I was dating at the time. And they were just making all kinds of threats and all kinds of things, pretty much acting out of character. Mind you, this person was a minister. The person that I'm talking about who was a narcissist, that person was a minister. And so you can imagine this person making all kinds of threats in regards to the person that I was dating. And so eventually, I ended up breaking up with the other person because I thought that my narcissist was actually in love with me. And I thought that they wanted to be with me during that time. And so I cut my relationship with the other person because the other person was becoming a problem. I cut my relationship with them and I started talking to my friend. Well, some time had went past and things didn't go well again. And so since things didn't go well again, we decided to break the relationship again. And so after that, this was around probably late 2017 on up to now. Not now, but I'm sorry, 2017 on up to like late 2019, early 2020. I had been single the entire time, but the thing was, the narcissist still wanted to be romantic with me. And me being human, I continued to be romantic with that person because we still had feelings for each other. Even though we weren't together, we still had romantic feelings towards one another. And so we continued to spend time together. We continued to hang out and things of that sort. They would come, and stay around me at my house. I would stay around them at theirs every once in a while. And everything was fine. But what was confusing, like throughout that entire time, was the fact that this person didn't necessarily want to be with me. The only times that they really wanted me was when someone else did. And part of it had to do with the fact that they felt like they were losing some of the advantages that they gained from being around me, because there were a lot of things that the person gained. There were a lot of advantages that he had. And part of me is a little ashamed to talk about it, but healing means letting things go. And so I continued to stay around this person because this person was the only person that would stick around. And this person was the only person that didn't leave. They never cheated on me. They made me feel wanted and loved, which was something that I did not feel in a lot of my previous relationships. Didn't feel wanted, didn't feel loved, didn't feel completely, desired. You know what I mean? Like, every woman wants to feel desired in relationships, and every woman wants to feel loved. Every woman wants to feel like her partner wants her. She wants to feel attractive and things of that sort. And honestly, this person made me feel attractive. But when I was with this person, it felt like everything was being taken from me. It felt like I was doing more giving than anything. This person pretty much made me feel like my input was not really wanted. But physically, they always made me feel wanted. Like, physically, sexually, all of that. This person made me feel like I was on top, literally. But when it came to a lot of the other things that happened within my life, this person made me feel like I was beneath them. In most cases, a narcissist will always make you feel like you are below them. They will always make you feel like you are nothing compared to them. I can remember a conversation that he and I had during the time that we were actually dating. This was the second time that he and I actually dated. And we were supposed to have a conversation, but it didn't end up being a conversation. It was mainly just him talking and ranting about how he felt and what he wanted. And so since he was talking and ranting about what he wanted, I never had an opportunity to get a word in. And so after he was finished, he was like, "I'm glad we had this conversation." And I was like, "We didn't have a conversation." And he was like, "But you listened, didn't you?" And I was like, "Yes, but I never spoke about anything." And he was like, "Well, that's good. As long as you listened, that's all that mattered." I remember getting so angry because I couldn't understand why. Like, I couldn't understand what was going on. And later on, I found out that it was just this strong sense of arrogance that this person had, to the point where he literally completely dismissed everything that I would even think about saying. This person had a sense of importance that he felt above my own. And one of the reasons why a narcissist will always stay around someone, especially someone who is like me, who is an empath, means that you show a lot of like empathetic characteristics. You show a lot of empathy. Most narcissists like to be around people like us because we're always trying to please people. We're always trying to do things to make people happy. We're always trying to do things to make people feel better. We're always trying to do things to put a smile on someone's face. We love healing people, things of that sort. And so due to the fact that we are like that, narcissists tend to cling to those types of behavior. They tend to cling to people who have those characteristics because they know that that person is going to be so eager to please them. And so since they know that that person would be eager, since they know that we will be so eager to please them, they're willing to do and say anything that they can to get us to do what they want us to do. Even though they don't have any good intentions behind it, they will say anything and they will do anything. Like, for example, after the whole conversation incident where I was like, we didn't have a conversation, probably a week maybe later, he called me and he was just like, did I say what I thought I said as far as the conversation? And I'm glad you listened to that. I was like, yeah, you did. And he was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say that. And so I accepted his apology because I thought it was a genuine apology. So I was like, okay, yeah, I accept your apology. But then other things happened to show me that the apology was not genuine. Fast forward to the most recent incident or the most recent interaction I had with that person. It was during a church choir rehearsal. And the person came to me and they were crying and they were apologizing for their behavior. And they were just like, the old me is dead and you don't have to worry about that behavior anymore. Like, that's gone and you don't have to do this and blah, blah, blah. Not less than a minute later, another person who was on the praise and worship team came in and confronted him about calling them earlier in the morning, because I think he called them at around like 4. And so they confronted him and was like, hey, don't do that. Instead of apologizing, he said, but you answered, didn't you? That showed me that that apology was bogus because immediately I saw that your behavior did not change. You told me that that the old you was dead and everything, but it's not. You're still expressing the same behavior. That goes to show you that narcissists will say anything they can to make you think that everything is fine, and then nothing changes. They have no plans on changing. They're just wanting to keep you in their circle. They're not trying to change anything. They're not trying to adjust their lifestyle. They're not trying to do anything. They're just making sure that they say the right things at the right times to get you to do what they want you to do. Narcissists are self-centered. They only care about themselves. They will literally adjust everything to suit themselves, to make themselves feel better. And sometimes at your expense. Narcissists don't really truly care about you. They care about what they can get out of you. So I hope that this video helps someone. Like I said, this series is just me telling my story because this is my process of healing. This is at least one of the processes of healing that I'm going through. And so I hope you guys like this video. Be sure to like, share, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you who have already subscribed. Leave a comment if this has helped you all, or if you have any input over your experiences with a narcissist, and I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.